So today I'm going to be talking about how to go about having that daily meditation done the right way. And as I'm speaking of that, uh, the reason why I'm saying the right way is because the way that I utilize my meditative time, the time that I spend with myself, in a way that's very practical. I mean, to the point where I like to call it functional meditation. And so, as I'm going to go into the details as to how you can make the best use of that time spent with yourself. So it feels like that, like it goes beyond just feeling good in the moment and after that. And what I say by going beyond that is in a way where that time can actually give you all of the insights, the clarity, the direction, and all the things that you need to be able to bring that into your day to day, the things that you want to pursue, the goals that you have, and how you really want to shape our lives. The same way that I've used that to, do that on my own and get some of those clarity and get those moments of clarity and clear steps in terms of what I needed to do next. And so, as I'm going to go into some of those key points, why should we even consider what I'm going to be sharing? Well, it's because over the last 13 years and a bit more, I've spent over 4,500 hours with meditation, going through that meditation practice, spending time every day. And I've learned a few things in a way where, for myself, I find myself making it very practical in a way that, as I mentioned earlier, it will help me really make all of the choices, know what steps I would need to take when it comes to even making decisions, and ultimately shape my life the way that it has been on my pursuit for fulfillment, purpose, and so this is essentially me just sharing really my journey, the things that I've learned along the way. Without further ado, some of the things to consider. Those key points, I'm going to share them. They don't necessarily have to be in order, but when they all work together, this is when the magic happens. So for me, I always look into, making sure that I have the right environment that is going to help me get into that state where I can turn inwards. I can pay attention to what's going to be said during that experience as I really pay attention. So it's about having that environment where I can go back in on a regular basis. It's always the same. There's silence, no interruptions, and so that's my go-to place. So that's always the first thing. The next thing, as I go into that space and that time, is to go in there with, for one, gratitude for the ability to even be able to have that time and the intention. Going there with having an intention of sort. What is it that I would like to get out of that time spent with myself today? And so as I would get into that space, the one thing that I would realize is that it would kind of help direct that experience. And at the same time, the next point is the ability to, as once I set the intention, is to let go once the experience starts, right? So it's almost like throwing a stone in the pond. Once I throw it and the ripples starts to propagate, I just let go and just forget about it. So once that's there, the other thing is the ability to really listen. And what I say about listen is, when I get to that place where, okay, I'm settled and I've set my intention and the gratitude for being ready to go. Now I just relax and I just wait. I allow for things to come to me and I simply just pay attention. And that can be different for different people. Some people may hear things, some people may feel things. And so I just wait. I just wait. And at the same time, when I wait, I pay attention to the things that I have to remember. And so that brings us to the next point, which is to always have something to write, things down with. Whether it's I like to use a journal, and so whenever something comes up, I'm able to just write it down. So that's one of the key points. And so I found that as I was doing that, I would notice over time as I would review, my journaling, the patterns, the things that I should focus on, the things that I need to remind myself of, and also see the things that eventually came to be, so to speak. But the only reason why that was able to happen is because I was able to jot these things down. And so the next thing I would say is really having the ability to let go during that process, because I find that less is more during that process. And as we get ourselves to that place where we are able to just trust whatever we're hearing, whatever we're feeling, it's a good exercise of developing that inner trust with ourselves and our intuition, our inner voice, our gut feeling, if you want to use that term as well. And once we have that, over time, it makes it easier to kind of fine tune and find that balance, that sweet spot between what we're hearing or feeling and how we need to implement steps in order to pursue what we feel is the right thing for us to pursue, in a way that there is that alignment and with ourselves, in a way that we feel true to ourselves as we are going through those particular steps. And the other thing is, I would say, is if we really want to do this right, I would say is to be in a place where we are able to not rush the process, but to be in a place where we allow the process to unfold naturally. And so that's another key point, where for myself, I always block enough time. So in case I need extra time to spend time with myself and during that meditative process, I have the time, and to do that without feeling that I need to rush to something else. I have a meeting coming up, or I have to go do errands. I block enough time. So naturally, with some people, a good place to start, like I did at first, is maybe just block 5 to 10 minutes. But eventually, what I found with myself is that I would feel that there was a hunger for more that came from within. And I realized that I needed more time. And eventually, things adjusted, and I blocked more time because of the need. And sometimes I would run long, sometimes it would be quick. But the fact that I would block the enough time, so if things go longer, I can still feel relaxed, not feel rushed. That is a big component. And then naturally, as I mentioned, the experience is going to unfold naturally. Different things are going to come to the surface. And then it's about feeling, again, going back to this idea of not rushing, feeling the landing that's coming, that is coming, that experience is coming to an end. And so to allow ourselves to go into that is key. Because essentially, the way I like to see it is that this meditative experience is like, once we're in it, it's like getting on a river and allowing ourselves to be taken by the current where it needs to take us. And eventually, our little boat is brought to the shore, right? And there you go. That's the experience. So, and then when that happens, I allow myself to finish with that process. Of course, another key point is, for me, that's always helpful, the gratitude at the end, for the ability to have this moment, to really reconnect with myself, right? My spirit, my heart, my soul, right? And to feel good and grounded and ready to start the day. That for me is a beautiful way to get things started. And so again, one of the ways that I make it practical to make this a functional meditation is by making sure that I jot down the things that I experience during that time. And you'll find that there are very specific items that I have on there. Very simple, very easy to follow. It helps kind of direct and make this experience productive. And it's something that I have put together as well for you. So have a free PDF that you can download. You can actually have access to that and download it for yourself in the free community called Soul Work, something that I've launched. And yeah, just go to that. It's a free community to join. you'll see the link for this video and the document attached to that as well that you can download and start implementing right away. You'll see it's super simple. And so that's my offer to you. If you feel that what I've shared here is just enough for you and you don't need the PDF, no problem. But if you feel that that could be super helpful, yeah, just go ahead and join Soulwork. I'm going to include the link in the description. And also, what would be super helpful if you find that what I have shared has been helpful in some way to you, I would love for you to help out and help spread the word. So if you can, like the video, that would be awesome. Maybe even share an insight that you had or maybe a question. So that could be cool, and I'd love to address that for you. Yeah, but otherwise, if you feel that yes, you want to join the community, actually, once you're going to get there, you'll see who's in there. You'll see what the community is about and how we can possibly support you. So I appreciate your time, and hopefully I'll see you at the next video. But otherwise, again, if you want that PDF, it's free for you to have access to, and I hope that it will be helpful to you. So until next time, talk to you soon. And again, my name is Mick.